As you guys know, Khabib Nurmagomedov is scheduled to defend his UFC lightweight championship against Justin Gaethje next. Recently, he responded to a fan's advice on his fight on his Instagram. He posted a highlight of Justin Gaethje vs Tony Ferguson on his Instagram, and in the caption he wrote, "My next opponent." A fan commented saying, "You are the best, but he too must be respected and must be defeated." Khabib responded back saying, "Respect." As you guys know, recently Jorge Masvidal has had issues with the UFC regarding his pay, where his title shot opportunity went to Gilbert Burns, who will now face Kamaru Usman at UFC 252. He recently thanked the fans for the support he received during this difficult time. He posted this on his Twitter saying, "Thank you for the overwhelming amount of love that I've received for the stance I have taken with my employer. From the blue collar worker to the street hustlers to the rich kids and everything in between. Thank you so much for your words of encouragement and God bless." He followed up with the craziness in the world, for you to take the time to write me to keep me moving forward with my cause motivates me even more. Hashtag the resurrection.
Just finished another session in the garage. Bryce, Rafinha, going up next. Weight's coming down. Till next Tuesday, I will know for sure if I can make the final cut to 155.
Francis Ngannou reflected on how far he has come since leaving his home country of Cameroon. He posted this on his Instagram saying, 2013, 7 years ago we were freed by the Spanish Homeland Security after spending 2 months in jail for illegally entering on European soil by sea. This after attempting 1 year from Morocco. I had nothing by then but a dream and faith of pursuing it. Some people will always tell you it's too late, that you can't make it, that it's not meant for you, tell you that you're not worth it, or that you can't succeed without them, while their lives aren't an example of success, lol. Those voices are always around the corner to make you quit your dream and maybe your destiny. It's up to you and only you if you let them get to your mind, but you can also reject or ignore the negatives around you and make it your own way. Serra on the UFC Unfiltered Podcast speaks on why he wasn't at UFC 250 to corner Aljamain Sterling.
I'm still on cloud 9 because of Aljo. I really am. It felt weird that myself and Ray Longo wasn't there. Longo acts like a young man, but he's in his early 60s, which sounds crazy to me. It sounds crazy to him because he never matured. He's like me. He doesn't play video games, but he's immature in his own ways. He stays young, I should say. Young at heart.
Yeah.
But, I didn't want him traveling, so I put the kibosh on that. No traveling for Longo.
Sure.
And it's just such crazy times that myself and Longo, we couldn't make it out. So Raging Al was the head corner, along with a couple of upcoming fighter Dennis Bazooka and also Stephen Lee, who's a good friend and martial artist under Ray Longo. So he had a corner, Aljo, but we weren't there with him. So you could imagine, Jimmy, how nerve-wracking it was for me at home watching the Funk Master versus the Sandman. And I like that. That sounds
it sounds good.
Like a comic book. It sounds like a comic book fight.
Yeah.
Right, Jimmy? Is that what you were going to say?
Absolutely.
Yes?
Yeah. Funk Master against the Sandman.
And, we never went over my pick. I was going to say rear naked choke, to be honest.
Okay.
I was going to say third round. That's how much that's how much high regard I hold Corey Sandhagen in. He is, it's how ironic is it he put the Sandman to sleep. I said it before, and I'll say it again. Aljo, there's Aljo's mount and Aljo's back attack and back control is really second to none. Corey probably escapes most guys' backs, But Aljo's body triangle is so tight.
I want to see what the 46-year-old got. Let's see what the 46-year-old got. Let's see if the man can still move. See if he can still fucking move. Good. Don't take us, BJ.
He just got his fingertips.
Hop!
You know you don't fight quick going backwards. You better go forward.
I had him.
Daniel Cormier on the DC and Helwani show speaks on his recent training with coach Mark Henry.
No, well, so I talked to Coach Henry, and I told him that I want to work more as I get ready for my fight, and he offered up me going out to Jersey. He said he'd come out to visit me in California.
Wow.
It worked out. So, yeah, man, I want to continue the relationship a little bit. I've only used my coaches, but to have another set of eyes is very, very good for me. And that's not taking anything away from my coaches. I'll never leave Rosendo Sanchez, Javier Mendez, Leandro, Bob, and Rudy. But to have another set of eyes is great. And it's also to have a guy like Mark, who's so committed to preparation and detail. I mean, I did some things last week with Coach Henry. And again, we had never really dealt with anyone punching me in the body like Miocic did. But after Mark watched the fight, first off, there's some tells. There's some massive tells as to what Stipe's doing when he throws that punch. And also, the things that we worked on in preparation for that I'm going to continue to work on with my coaches now, I believe that it's going to really benefit me early in the fight against Miocic. And if I can exploit him the way that I have been in my training now, I may get another knockout. The dude is just like so in tune with everything because he pays attention to everything. Ariel, when he walked into the training session for the first time, he had pieces of paper of all the strikes from the fight, but also not only the strikes and where the strikes happen, but also the counters to those strikes and a plan as to which you could try to approach the improvements in the rematch. It was very impressive. It was, and you could see how much he implemented into Cody's game, and Cody looked phenomenal.
And Michael Bisping on the Believe in Me podcast speaks on Henry Cejudo coming out of retirement to fight Alexander Volkanovski.
I mean, basically, he said he'll come out of retirement. That's just ridiculous. He's been retired for a number of weeks. But he'll come out of retirement to fight Alexander Volkanovski, which, again, I don't know if the UFC would do that, right? Because you had 125, you won 135, you delayed some of those divisions somewhat, certainly the 125ers, because eventually he was stripped of it. And now they're going to let him go up and just leapfrog the entire pack and fight Volkanovski. There's a lot of good fights for Volkanovski at 145. He's already having a rematch with Max Holloway. And then there's a bunch of good contenders there. I understand champion versus champion. It's very sellable, it's very marketable. But the champion that's jumping up the weight class or going down a weight class, that's a beautiful scenario for them, because the hard part about attaining a world championship, yes, of course, the title fight, fighting for the belt, that fight's going to be hard. Not in my account. It was very easy. I didn't even take a shot. But generally, having that fight is going to be hard. But the hard part is earning that fight. You know what I mean? Working your way through all these hungry contenders that are working their ass off, that it means their life to them, you know, and you got to go through, be perfect.